I really speak to elevate people's consciousness around money matters. That's how we start exploring how to be more financially well.
As women, we can become so disconnected from our bodies over time. And especially there's this whole beauty culture and all of these things that put us into these states of like competition and disempowerment. And I think a lot of women become disconnected from this portal of their womb.
Dream it, build it, believe it, because when you're surrounded by pioneers, inspirational women, and leaders, you never know where it's going to take you. And it just takes that one person that you could just feel like you inspired them. And I think women and those that support women need to show up on this day, because it's been a very, very, very long time that we have, one, given ourselves permission to check out and fuel up.
Just a little taster of what is coming up on the show. But first, please do like this video and subscribe to the channel. And also tell your friends and family about this podcast. Please let us know in the comments if you would like to hear any particular topic in relation to sleep or health. And I will create a show especially for you, just for asking the question. So let's get on with the show.
Before we start today's video, please be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any new videos.
Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to the Empowering Family Health Podcast. I'm Joanne Callahan, your host. And today on this show, oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to be blown away by the host of people that we have on today. We've got a few people speaking to us today, and really it's to showcase an incredible summit that's coming up on the 8th of December. And actually, this is a series of summits that's on every single month. But in particular, the speakers that we have on today are the speakers who are going to be on the 8th of December. It's a free event. It's a self-care day. And we're going to be talking all about how you can show up and stand up and speak up for yourself and your life and your family. And this is what this podcast is all about. It's about empowering you to really be your best because your children need you, the parent, the entrepreneur, whatever hat you're wearing today, right? We all wear many, many hats. And it's all about empowering you to be your own autonomy and to teach our children this as well. So that's what this is all about. And our children are our next generation. They are the next leaders in the world. And that's what my work is all about in particular. So I love educating, inspiring and empowering you. And that's what my work is all about. So without further ado, let me introduce the people that we're going to be talking about today. And by God, you are in for a treat today. Do subscribe to this podcast if you like it. Share it with your friends and your family, because it will help to empower them on their journey as well. So please do that. You can listen to this on YouTube or on all the audio platforms as well. And please donate to the show as well. This will help to support the show. You can support me over on Patreon. You can buy me a coffee, or there's a PayPal donation link there as well. So let's introduce our speakers. First, we have Megan Dolan. She is a mentor and a Kundalini Priestess. Wow. And she is an energy and womb healer and a water witch. Oh my goodness. And she helps women to release dense energy, heavy, dense energy, cultivate a deeper relationship with their body and womb, and find alignment with their inner truth. And she's also a distributor of medical grade water ionizers that help bring people that deep cellular hydration. And her practices include somatic therapy, Kundalini yoga, guided visualizations, meditations, and co-creation through sacred ceremony. And we all absolutely need this. I'm dying to dive into this conversation with Megan. Also, we have Carla Vaughn, and she is a financial wellness expert, and she has an MBA in finance and marketing, and she's the author of The Money Source. And she has been helping entrepreneurs and small businesses create a better financial and business well-being since 2007. So she's got years and years of experience. And she's a certified premier speaker and accountant, and she is the founder and executive director of Financial Literacy First nonprofit. Her mission there is to empower the youth with financial understanding so that they can make better life decisions So you can see the variety already that we have here. And also we have Christine Blanchette, and she is the creator, producer, and host of Canada's only running fitness and health shows on Nubis Telus Television. I hope I said that right. And it's called Run With It. And she interviews amateur and professional athletes, coaches, managers, music celebrities, and actors. And she also created a music and entertainment show called The Closing Act, profiling musicians and entertainers and CEOs. And she has interviewed international recording artist Biff Naked, I said it right, David Clayton Thomas, and Tom Jackson, to name a few. So some really high profile people there. And she also offers content creation for TV, radio and digital media appearances, video placements, speaking engagements, corporate writing, as well as lifestyle writing. So we have a host of skills here already. And we also have Deb Drummond, who has been on the show many times. We've spoken all about health and brain health in particular. And Deb also featured a couple of weeks back telling us all about her projects. And she owns 7 businesses. She is an entrepreneur. She has tons of projects going at the moment. She has her wine club, these 22 summits, which is a prelude, if you like, to her book launch, her 262 book launch. So she's going to tell us all about that as well. So, Deborah, we'll start with you. Come in and say hello.
Oh my goodness, I was listening to you talk, and I was like, oh my gosh, and I was just saying this pre-show, women are incredible. And every time I talk to another woman and I get to hear her story or her mission or her passion, I'm like, it's an instant kin, isn't it? It's like you get on that half an hour or 20-minute conversation and you're like, I mean, even me and Megan, we talked a long time ago, and she's up in Squamish. She's just up in our area. And I'm like, I feel like every time I talk to her, like we're just right next door. Like we're having that conversation or a cup of tea. I mean, when I listen to just who was on here, including yourself, Joanne, which honestly, thank you so much for having us on. Like, we're so grateful. And I am so glad to hear you now on Patreon and asking, because it's all value to value, right? So you got it. It's almost like when you hear everybody's abilities, there's no reason why women have to suffer anymore. There's no reason why anyone has to suffer. I put a sticky on my, in my kitchen where I am all the time. Do you guys have a kitchen office too? I have a kitchen office, a coach office, a desk office. Okay, so I'm in the kitchen a lot. And I put a sticky there from my Ayurvedic teacher. And it said, and this is a good one for me, because I can't say that the last 30 years in entrepreneurship has been like, right? But it says, don't suffer, not even a little. And I was like, glory, hallelujah. But when you hear what women bring to the table, there's just no reason anymore for us to suffer. Let's just hashtag suffering gone for all. There you go. So I don't know if that's how I should open up, but those are my moments today. I'm super grateful that I get to spend my day hanging out with women like all of you, and that we can put this project together with world free access. I cannot tell you what it's like to put a project of this magnitude and then not charge people to come. It's funky, right? I'm like, but it is worth it, because look at what's happening. It is. And, I love it because, it's a free event. It's a self-care day. And, not everybody has the financial resources to access help. And this is really all about encouraging people to ask for help. There's nothing weak about, asking for help or being vulnerable. And I can really hear what you're doing, Deb, and I really admire what you're doing, because it is a lot of work, and you've got people helping you behind the scenes as well, and you're coordinating all, you're giving free gifts. You've got a goodie bag for everyone that shows up, on a big super gift as well. And just coordinate, like it's a full long day event, and just coordinating that on its own and even the run up to it, the marketing. So there's a lot, Debs, there really is. And, I kind of say to yourself, well, what do I get out? Because it has to be that exchange. This is your contribution to the world and people who are in need, and really, cheering the women on, because we do have that solidarity. We are worthy, we've been dampened down over the years, and it's our time now. It's our time now to rise in the world. And this is what you're holding that space for people to realize. And I think
when we talk about struggles and problems in the world, it's not necessarily the problem itself. It's how we perceive it, what the meaning that we make out of it, and just looking at it differently, our perspective. And it's just when you look at it that way. I was at a PSA meeting, Professional Speaking Association. It's in UK and Ireland. I don't know if you have that in America as well, but I was at that today, and somebody mentioned that, as coaches, we try and fix people's reality, but instead we really should be helping them change their perspective to empower them to know. And I just sat there and I went, oh my God, that was brilliant. So something about your perception, So Debs, I'm delighted that you're running this project. I mean, you've got a big book launch coming up as well in March, and then you've got more stuff going on. You've a world tour, and you're going to be visiting Ireland with a music tour as well. So you're up to loads in the world, Deb, and you're just helping so many people. I really admire you. And these beautiful women that we have here today, Megan, I want to come to you.
The ability to rest is the body's key to healing. Do you struggle with getting asleep at nighttime, or staying asleep during the night and waking up the next morning feeling absolutely exhausted? My book, How to Get a Good Night's Sleep, is easy to understand. It's solution-based and it's packed with research to help you take back control of your night's sleep. My book is available on Amazon, and it's also available on howtogetagoodnightsleep.com. This book is also available in audio and ebook. So get your copy today and start having the best night's sleep that you've only ever dreamed of.
Next, so you're the womb and energy healer. Tell us all about the womb healer, and I've heard of this before, but tell us what's the significance about that, and why should we really focus on that area, in terms of our healing?
Totally. Thank you so much, Joanne, for having me on your podcast. It's such a pleasure to meet you virtually like this. I've been on my own healing journey over the past 5 years, I think I would say. And I think as women, we can become so disconnected from our bodies over time. And especially there's this whole beauty culture and all of these things that put us into these states of competition and disempowerment. And I think a lot of women become disconnected from this portal of their womb. And this is our source of creative energy, our source of intuition, our deepest knowing lives here. And when you can come back into relationship with your womb, come back into relationship with your heart, and begin to even connect these two regions together, you can just find this deep clarity and become empowered to just make your own choices, to live in alignment with your own truth. And yeah, it's been such a powerful journey for me. Then I started learning Reiki healing and this whole co-creation through ceremony and womb healing. And it literally feels like magic. I don't often even have full words to describe it because it's such a unique experience for every woman. But it's my vision to just share this magic with as many women as possible, to bring them into deeper connection with their bodies, because we all have the power to heal ourselves when we can just get out of our own way and just come back into our bodies.
I love it. And what you said about that creativity, energy as well. And, the womb, it's a physical part of our body, but it's so much more. It's sacred. It's sacred. And we seem to have forgotten that, and it's even when we're, go through our monthly cycle and what have you, and we have all these different, the hormones change in the moon and all of this, but there is a sacred time. And when we're going through that menstruation time, that's the time when we're supposed to be resting and rejuvenating and really looking after ourselves and really honouring this time. And I mean, to be able to have that gift of creation in the womb, it's not to be, it's really ponder upon that. It's magical, as you say, but it's powerful and it's sacred. So it's so much more than just a physical part of our body. So I love what you're doing. What do you see? What kind of struggles or clearing do you see when it comes to womb healing? What kind of stuff, just to give us an insight of what kind of things that you find coming up that you can help people clear in that area?
Yeah, I love what you said about the cyclical living too, because I think as women, we are cyclical beings, and every month we transition through the 4 seasons. And this society that we live in is really designed for men and their 24-hour body system. But as women, we can't really fit into that 24-hour system because our bodies reset every 28 to 30 days. And so there's a lot of frustration that can then happen in our bodies when we're trying to fit ourselves into this society that's not technically designed for us. So when you can learn to listen to your womb and listen to your needs, you can align yourself with more ease in your life. And I think we as women not only feel our own feelings, but we can feel generationally all these unprocessed emotions of our mothers and our grandmothers. And we even feel things for our daughters, whether they're born or unborn. And so when we can really tap into that portal of our womb, we come into awareness of like fear or pain or grief that is unknowingly stored there. And once we can access that, we have to feel it to be able to release it from our bodies. But I think so many women have this resistance and fear to just coming into relationship with this part of their body. So yeah, it's a lot of fear, a lot of pain, and our bodies are always speaking to us too. So many women have these really painful menstrual cycles, and it's our body, again, just speaking to us that like we need to come in, we get to come into deeper connection with ourselves in this way.
So true. And, you know, as female, you know, people, we're very nurturing, and that's part of our traits is that female, that nurturing, right? And the compassion and that deeper kind of connection. That's how we're wired just as females. And men have their place as well. Like men are there to look after us and, you know, their stamina and all this kind of stuff, right? And they have their place, right? But for women, like when you say with the compassion, we have to look after ourselves first. It's like our children really depend on us to be at our best, because if we're feeling sad or depressed, we're not actually doing our children a good service. So we have to look after ourselves first and create that safety environment. You know, if our children know that we're safe and we're happy, well, then they're going to thrive, you know, more than likely they're going to thrive, right? Obviously there's a lot of, you know, other circumstances, but that's ultimately, yes. So I really get, and I really want to hear, really want people to hear what you're saying about looking after ourselves. And there's nothing wrong with sitting back and having a rest and really honouring who we are, because we have to do that to honour ourselves so that we can show up and be our best for other people, whether we're working with other people in the family or whatever. So we have to really show up, and we're doing the world a favour by doing that as well. So I'm gonna go to Carla. Carla, you're in the financial world, the financial wellness. And I know you do a lot of work around the youth. And I was reading your bio and I was going, oh my God, this is great, because they don't teach this stuff in the schools. Can you tell us a little bit about your work?
They don't. We always are missing out. So what I do is I teach or preach, I motivate, and I educate. So whether that is on the financial literacy side of what I do, or on the accounting side, because I also run an accounting business, or just on the speaking side. So my umbrella is called Speaking to Elevate. And my whole goal under Speaking to Elevate is to bring up and to explore those issues that are financial. So I'm a numbers gal. I've been an accountant for about 20 years, and I was formerly a financial planner. So the bulk of my life has been all about numbers. But when I started financial literacy first, it got to be more heartfelt, meaning we have to look at every single day. We make a ton of decisions, but we don't always, a lot of things just go over our head. We don't realize we're making a decision when we're going to the gas station, when we're going to the grocery store. Are we eating out? Should we buy right now, holiday time? Should we kind of like go over the budget just for the sake of trying to make someone else happy, all like that, you know, with the gift giving? And so what I do is I really speak to elevate people's consciousness around money matters. And through that, that's how we start exploring how to be more financially well. And my book, which is The Money Source, is all about that healthy and unhealthy habits we grow up with and we're conditioned for, and we live our lives sometimes for, over money, and learning to how to make that money your ally, your tool, your thing, instead of this whole emotional moment when you don't have enough of it.
Make friends with money. That's what I hear you saying. Make friends with money. Right? Yeah, amen. Yeah, because most of us, you're right, the whole social condition. And like, you know, our parents came through the wars and the famine and all of that kind of stuff. So there's that, you know, that lack, that feeling of not having enough, and then there's no safety around it. And, you know, we do all these things and we make these decisions, and we're trying to save money and cut corners and all this. And that feeling of not been good enough, and then not been able to receive then. And then there's just people who are afraid to have a load of money in case they lose it. And there's all these things attached to it. And the financial wellness is a very big area. It's very challenging, I think, because there's a big history behind it, you know, that's come through generations and generations. And money, I love what you said, to make money our allies, to make friends with our money, and for our money to be out. And I love that to be financially well, because it is, we do the wheel of life, you know, as coaches, we all do this wheel of life. We have the different aspects, and there's the finances is a very big part of it. And often, me as a sleep coach, right, I have a lot of my clients come to me and they're like, John, I don't know what it is, but the minute I put my head on the pillow, I just can't get asleep, you know, and I'm really tired, I'm exhausted, but the minute my head goes down, because the head just fills up with all these worries, and half of them is, how am I going to pay the mortgage and all this sort of thing, like, you know, where am I going to get the money for the dinner next week or whatever. And there's a lot of people with those worries and concerns. So to be financially well and to be able to make these decisions, and I can really hear what you're saying about decisions, because that takes a lot of energy. Every time we make a decision, it takes a lot of energy out of us. And what's it, Mark Zuckerberg, is it, I was watching a program ages ago, and his wardrobe is the same t-shirt every morning. He's the same t-shirt. It's just a different t-shirt. So he doesn't have to, he just puts on the same clothes, but it's a different one. It's, you know, so he doesn't have to make decisions. Oh, what I wear today? Because women can get all up on that. I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm like, oh God, what I wear today. But making decisions can really take a lot of energy out of us, and those financial, because we're buying things all the time. So I love what you're doing, Carla. I'm going to move swiftly on to Christine. Christine, you're in the whole TV business and really showcasing all around the health and fitness. Tell us about your work, because that's really, really impressive. You know, you're such a global presence in that area.
Well, thank you for having me, and such a lovely introduction. So thank you. And I feel so honored to be here today. So as you said, I have 2 TV shows. One is Run With It, a running fitness and health program. And I coined it, I think I did, fitness entertainment, because now the show has stronger legs, and where I'm going with that. Without running, I wouldn't have created my shows, and I go running a lot. And I think being active helps me in other areas of my life, whether it's professional development and helping with my shows, which is the other show, The Closing Act, music entertainment. And yes, I interview celebrities, but everybody who comes on the show has a story to tell, and I'm the messenger. It's all about the guests, and it takes a team, so I'm very thankful, but it's the product. And when I am a one-person show, however, as I said, I have a team, and the show is aired locally, which is linear TV, live streaming, and I'm very thankful for everyone who's on the show, because I'm inspired as well. We never stop learning. So it's financial fitness. I've had someone on the show from oral health to business entrepreneur who has a treadmill in her office, and she bought it to become more a positive mindset, if you will. And as a writer as well. So another podcast, which is basically just uploading both shows to my podcast. But everything I do, I always look at my quote, which is in Deb's book, Calendar, be who you are, there's no one like you. And when I always think of that, it brings me back to being who I am and giving the story. And I just love what I do, and I teach it too. So like freelance producing, and that's me. And I think, I'm not saying that you have to run, because it's not just a running show, but it could be, you know, swimming, walking. And it's helped me in every area of my life. It's just been a wonderful ride, but there's been some hiccups along the way, because there's no perfect day where I have to get sponsors, I have to get partnerships or collaborations. So I'm not a network, I'm an independent host and producer. I've been doing this since 2013. So, and that's
takes something to do that, doesn't it? I mean, it takes something to do that. You really have to have a passion behind it and really see the good that you're putting out there in the world. Because I think as human beings, we're wired to contribute, we're wired to help other people, because we get that hit of satisfaction, that dopamine, you know, when we contribute to other people and we help other people. And what you're doing, the whole fitness, entertainment, I love that you put entertainment after that, because it's adding a bit of fun into it. And anything that we perceive as hard, you know, we're not inclined to do it. But entertainment, you know, that fun element in it, we'll be more inclined to get us to move and to, you know, what you call it, exercise or fitness or movement, whatever. I personally don't like the gym, right? You won't see me in a gym. But I do look after myself. I love walking. I love nature. I live in the countryside. I've loads of forests around me. I love the forest. I love the seaside. I think I like the forest more. I love that earthy smell, especially after it's been raining. I love that smell in the forest. And you always see, what you call it, the wild birds and not owls, what you call it, them birds of prey, right? Always around the forest. Wow, like, you know, they're just majestical. But I love, because we need to move, you know, as part of our health and wellness. And as a sleep coach, the movement actually is information to our body that it's daytime and it's part of our circadian rhythm. But also the movement is so much more, like it releases those endorphins and it gets that lymph flowing, and it does so much for us. Like it releases so much in our body, and we need to move. We were never designed. We actually, if you think about it, when we lived in caves, we never had chairs. We never had chairs to sit on, you know what I mean? So like, and we've evolved for thousands of years. It's only in the last, recently, and in terms of, you know, a blink of the eye, in terms of evolution, that we've only had chairs, you know, and even our toilet pots, right? We never went to the loo that way thousands of years ago. I know that sounds a bit gross, but I mean, we think about it, you know. So we've evolved this way, and to move is really, really important. And I admire the work that you're doing and the different aspects and the people that you're bringing onto your shows as well, and the whole music industry as well, because music is about fun too, and movement, you know, and it's vibration. It's that vibrational energy as well, and we're all energy, and you know, how we feel, our mood and how we're being is all about energy and vibration, and music brings that. Oh my God, don't underestimate music. It's really, really, it's powerful. We also do have, I mean, there's 12 speakers, Deb, on the day, isn't it? I think there's 12 speakers on the 8th of December that you're going to have. So this is just a snippet of what you're all going to see. So there is going to be a link that's going to come up on the screen, and it's also going to be in the show notes. There will be a link and a QR code there. You can go and register for this event. Register today. And if you missed the December one, watch out for the January one. On the February one, it's on the 8th of every single month. So it's free. It's a whole self-care day. There's goodie bags for everybody. And there's big gifts as well. If you're lucky enough to answer a question, there's questions on the day. It's fun. It's so much fun. So no matter what part of the world that you're in, you will be able to catch some of these speakers. And I think there's a replay as well, if I'm not mistaken. So do join in on the day. The crack that you have is just amazing. And when I say crack in Ireland, crack is fun. I have to distinguish that. So we do also have, I couldn't bring all the rest of the speakers onto the podcast today. So I do have a short video here that's coming up. Check this out from some other speakers that are coming on.
Hi, I'm Nicole Kirby, Success Mindset Coach for Entrepreneurial Women. I help women entrepreneurs identify and break through any limiting beliefs that they have that might be holding them back from designing and stepping into a bigger, bolder, more passionate, courageous vision for not only their businesses, for their lives. And I can't wait until December 8th when I get to join the most amazing group of women speakers in the Rise Up and Celebrate Together event. I'll be talking about the connection between vision and motivation and how you can strategize to make 2024 your best year yet. I hope you'll be able to join us for this amazing event.
So, Deb, what leaving comment, or why would you tell people to show up on this day? Why do people need to? And I'm going to go around and ask everybody this question. Why, Deb, do you think people need to show up on this day?
I think women and those that support women need to show up on this day because it's been a very, very, very long time that we have, one, given ourselves permission to check out and fuel up. Like, look, it is so tough, and I'll be completely transparent. You know, when you talk about things generationally, Megan, generationally, oh my gosh, what are the barriers we've had to break through? And to give ourselves time has almost been more difficult than to go buy ourselves the most expensive outfit we've ever done. Some reason it's very difficult. So the allowance that we give for women and those that support them to just pop on and off as they need to, you need to be there. The other thing is, I would ask you, particularly if you want to speak or be in the book, where is your International Women's Day check at? Where is that gauge at for you? What have you ever done for International Women's Day? What have you ever done for International Women's Day for yourself? And when have you ever been part of something that truly fulfills that word solidarity? You may never even know what that feels like until you come onto this summit or until you're behind the curtain with all of these incredible people. And you're like, I'm in solidarity with someone all over the world that just wants a better place to be for 1 day a month, 1 week a month, every time you're flipping through this 262 book, and feel a part of a movement. And I think now this is going to maybe, you know, Janis Joplin some people, and, you know, if you don't know who that is, we'll go talk to Christine. But really, I think we're also obligated, without making people feel guilt or whatever, like if you are in a country or you have the availability to do anything towards this day, do it for the sister that can't even say those words in her country ever. So I think there's a global allowance and a surrender to being part of something, even if you're at home in your office with no one else but you. So there's a little soapbox. I don't know where it came from, but I think it's our right. I think it's our obligation. And I think it's time we started loving our sisters. Like, heal the sister wound. Heal the sister wound. And this is a great place to start that.
Love it. And celebrate. I love what you said about celebrating yourself, because we don't do that. We don't do that as well. We've so much to celebrate. And when we celebrate ourselves, it helps us to rise, you know, and we are worthy of that. Like, who are we not to? Who are we not to rise and do the work that we're supposed to be doing in this world, right? Like, really, seriously, it's powerful, and it is time. And heal the sister wound. I love that. So brilliant. Thanks, Debs. I'm going to go to Carla. Carla, why do you think people should show up to this summit?
They need it. They need you all. They need all of us. I look at this kind of a summit as a wonderful opportunity to reconnect, not just to connect with other sisters and mothers and daughters around the world, but just connect with ourselves and really start exploring ways where we can improve as women just by listening and getting some tips from the other speakers in terms of things that we know we could do better at. So I think it's a wonderful opportunity that you all are presenting to allow more people to resonate with various messages that, you know, run through all our lives.
Yeah. And when you say, you know, that resonate with, because people can't really see themselves in the middle of what they're experiencing. People can't, you know, it's very subjective, you know, so it's very hard to look at it optimistically, you know, or objectively rather, I mean. And when we hear other people speak and we can see ourselves in that, and like, don't underestimate that, you know, and it's very, very powerful. And that's what coaches do. Coaches ask those powerful questions to get you to think, you know, and, you know, giving the voice to these people. Deb said as well, you know, about giving that voice to other people who aren't able to speak for themselves, right? Because, you know, I spoke last year about my background, you know, with the whole sexual abuse thing. And I had so many people that came forward and went, me too. They didn't have to articulate it. They didn't have to say what it was. They just said, me too. And they felt heard and seen. And that's what this is about, right? and that will help them to break through that ceiling, right? And to start on their journey. That's what this is about. I love it. Absolutely love it. Meg, we'll come to you next. Why do people need to come to this summit?
There's just so much resonance on a soul level here with like everything that you all have shared. And I think as women, we don't often make that time for ourselves to like fill our own cup, like you had mentioned. And this is a beautiful opportunity for a free event to come and learn something new, connect with women who are like-minded and in different fields. And just looking at the panel of speakers, there's going to be such a variety of things shared. I'm so grateful that we get to learn about so many things in such a beautiful space and share and connect and heal that sisterhood wound and make these deeper connections and just grow together. Like, I think it's so beautiful to get to share and connect and just continue down this path of growth and keep our hearts open. And I'm just so deeply excited. So thank you so much for putting this together.
And like even when I'm on the sun, and I don't be on it all day because it starts at 5 o'clock, Irish time is 5 o'clock. So I don't be on, my bedtime's 10 o'clock, right? So I be on as I stretch out as far as I can. Well, the last one that I was on, I couldn't go to sleep. I was so excited. I had to really wind down. I was like pumped. I was pumped up. I was, and the energy, right? And all the different variety and it's that vibration again. It's back to this energy, right? It really rises you up. And anyone who's experiencing depression or anxiety, shame or guilt, all these different things, they're very low vibrational. And something like this, you don't have to know how to fix your problem or issue or whatever it is that's going on for you. You need to raise your energy first. And that's what this will do. If you come to this summit and you don't even know what it is that you're looking for, my God, by the end of this summit, your vibration will rise and you'll be able to see something that you haven't been able to see before. That's what this summit is all about. So absolutely incredible, Meg. Christine, what do you think? Why do you think people should show up to the summit?
Mine will be short but sweet, I believe. But you never know who you're going to reach. You never know just that word or sentence that you're going to take from it. You don't know what you're going through. And it could be the same thing because we're all in this together. We never know. And we learn and inspire others. And as I said, everyone has a story to tell. But I always like to say, dream it, build it, believe it. Because when you're dream it, build it, believe it. Because when you're surrounded by pioneers, inspirational women, and leaders, you never know where it's going to take you. And you could be shy, but here you are up doing a talk. You could be saying, why do I need to do this presentation? Wow, you never know who's going to learn from it. And it just takes that one person that you could just feel like you inspired them and you educate. And that's what it's all about. I feel every time I go, and whether I'm popping in or popping out or whatever, I always learn something from someone. So that's it.
Yeah, no, brilliant. And even like when you say that just one person or one word or one sentence even, isn't that like, that is a massive win even, like just to even pick that up because it's making a change. It's a new change. It's the next day. It's the start of the rest of your life, really, this new perspective, whatever, this new ideation that you're after getting, that you're after being able to see. Because so many of us are blind. We don't know what we don't know is the saying, right? Because so many of us are blind, we don't realize what's going on in our world, and we're so close to it. We've been living with all these struggles or whatever. But it's true that it's through these struggles and adversities, and for us, like I'm sure we all have our stories and our adversities, our backstories, but we grew through it. We will never forget them, but we've a new perspective of it, and we've learned and we've grown through it, and we've become stronger and more resilient. And now we're in a position to share our story and empower other people that you can do it as well. And I think this is the work of women, right? And because we have that compassion, we have to have compassion. We have to be kind to ourselves and get out of our way. Somebody mentioned that, I think Meg, was it you? We have to get out of our way because that's the biggest block. We're in our own way, we're putting ourselves down, we're blaming, shaming ourselves. We wouldn't talk to our best friend the way we talk to ourselves. So we need to really, I'm so excited. I could waffle on. I'm really, really excited. See, this is just a short conversation that we've had with these women. Can you imagine a whole day of it? Oh my God. So listen, on that note, we've done very well on time. Actually, we went to time. Oh, that's okay. So come to this event. Again, the QR code's going to come up on the screen for you there. And if you're listening on the audio podcast, all the links are going to be in the show notes. But it's on the 8th of December and it's starting at 5 p.m. Irish time. And I think it's starting at 9 a.m. PST time. Is that right, Deb?
Right, yeah.
Okay. Okay, so work it out wherever you are in the world. But you, even if you're in Australia, there, you know, it goes all day long. So you will be able to pop in at some stage. But really, honestly, do yourself a favor and come along and just check this out. Like, you'll never know what you will hear. You might even win a prize. You'll get a freebie for definite anyway. So show up to this event. It's called Show Up, Stand Up, Speak Up. Yes, you. That's what the name of this summit is. So look her up on Eventbrite, and again, the link is going to be in the show notes. Thank you, Christine, so much for coming. I'm absolutely delighted. Thank you, Carla. Thank you, Meg and Deb. Of course, thank you, Deb, for being here, for the work that you're doing. And so grateful to Joseph McGuire again. He's getting lots of shout outs, isn't he?
I know. That's what happens when you bring people together, right? You become a rock star. I think I just want to say, Christine, like, thank you for reminding that. I mean, women are coming on here and finding the most incredible business partners, friendships, bizships, and putting people together and becoming a rock star. Like, Joseph put us together and he's like, what are you guys doing? And now jumping on him. And he's getting all sorts of business
from our connections. Yeah, it's incredible. And that's what this is about, you know, because I believe that we're all here in the world. We're the best at what we do, right? We are the best at what we do because we are unique, right? We are unique. There's only one Joanne Callan, there's only one Deb, there's only one Meg, one Carla, one Christine. So we are the best at what we do, right? And that is just, oh my God, you're going to show up to that. But when we work together, we can really elevate and that synergistic effect, right? Because that's what we're here to do. And that's how we have this ripple of impact and connecting each other and creating that vibration again. So it's this world consciousness, this consciousness that we're bringing out into the world, right? And just raising the vibration, raising the energy that will help people. That alone will help people, you know, overcome their adversities, and not overcome, but go through it and get to the other side. But we need the adversities. We need the adversities because that's the only way that we'll grow. So that's what this is all about. It's having the tools and the know-how and the experience and the people around us who have been through it already, who will show us the way. So on that note, I want to say good night, God bless, and I will see you all on the 8th of December.
Sure. Well, thank you all. You have been doing a wonderful job. Thank you.
I do hope you are enjoying these conversations, and to help me continue pushing these videos and audio podcasts together, I do have an ask. I do need support to help me to keep bringing you knowledge and insights. There is a Patreon link, patreon.com/empowering family health, or you can make a donation via PayPal. All the links are in the description and the pinned comment. You can do a one-off or you can do a monthly support. So I'd really appreciate that. Thank you and have a wonderful day. Take care.